We're gonna flip these slides through. Yeah, we're gonna flip them right now. Okay. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to our afternoon press conference. My name is Bob Blitz. I'm a curator at the University of Missouri. Behind me is the first public display of Memorial Stadium as it will be seen for the football season of 2026. These improvements to this stadium will allow our student body, all our Tiger fans to enjoy really an unparalleled game day experience while watching the best football in the country, as you all know. I know you've all heard of the term brotherhood, and it's often used by our coach, Coach Eli Drinkwitz, when he refers to his team. This stadium that you see here, the improvements, would not have progressed to where it is today without what I'm going to refer to as a brother-sisterhood team. And that team consisted of the Board of Curators, the administration, and the athletic department. All those departments work very collaboratively together, everybody in those departments. But I'd really be amiss if I did not mention a few important key people that are making this stadium possible today. From the administration, our President Moon Choi, our Chief Financial Officer Ryan Rapp, and our Head of Facilities Jody Miller. From the Board of Curators, it's really important to know that this has been going on for a long time, so all the Board of Curators that have been here before me, especially Michael Williams, our past chair for last year when this project really started rolling. Robin Wenneker, very forceful in pushing this through. And also the two other members of the committee, the athletic committee in the front row here, Jeff Lehman and Todd Graves. And finally, the athletic department. This would not have been done without our interim athletic director, Marcy Girton. She has done an incredible job in helping get this through, set up today, and it's just been incredible. Shortly, President Choi and Chair Wenneker will make a few comments, and after that, you'll hear from DLR. They're seated over here, Bob Carlson and Ryan Freeland. They're our architects, and they'll explain to you the new elements of the stadium. After that, you'll hear from Marcy Girton, who will show you more about the premium seating available and explain how you can get more information even after she's through. But most important, our athletic department is ready to sell these seats when this press conference ends. We're ready to roll on this. The next person you'll hear from, the last person you'll hear from is, of course, Coach Drinkwitz. I have no idea what he's going to say. I don't think anyone ever does, but it's always captivating. If you would, please hold all your questions until the end. And with that, would you please welcome Robin Wenneker and give her a big hand. She's really done a great job.
As chair of the Board of Curators, I'm so happy to be here today for this exciting announcement. I want to start by sharing the deep appreciation of the board for Curator Blitz's leadership with not only the Memorial Stadium project and the athletic director search, but also his commitment to Mizzou athletics as a whole. As I mentioned at the end of my remarks this morning, we are committed to succeeding in the dynamic, highly competitive environment of higher education and athletics. It is never lost on us the enormous privilege we have in representing the great state of Missouri. Excellence is always top of mind. Whether it's in the classroom or on the field, Mizzou must set the pace, perpetually challenging ourselves to raise the bar for the SEC and higher education in general. We share our fans' and supporters' passion for high standards of excellence. It's what sets us apart and will ultimately determine our success. Those standards were certainly on display with Coach Drinkwitz and our football team as they delivered one of the best seasons in Mizzou football history. That same energy is not only amplified across all of athletics, it permeates the entire Mizzou campus and throughout Missouri. Now is the perfect time to capitalize on our shared momentum and seize this remarkable opportunity with an investment that propels Mizzou athletics into the future. It's a momentum investment in the teams and in the schools and in the school we love. Before I turn the mic over, I want to share a few additional thank yous. To President Choi, my fellow board members and I want to thank you for your outstanding leadership overseeing our athletic department and the vision you have set for our university system. Thank you. We want to thank Coach Drinkwitz and Interim AD Marcy Gerton, first for their service on their Architecture and Engineering Committee, which brought us to today's plans, but also share gratitude for their leadership and commitment to the university and the culture they have created for our Tigers. And we also want to commend and thank all of our administrators and leaders in athletics for their dedication and hard work. Thank you for being with us today. I turn it over to President Choi.
Thank you very much, Chair Winokur, and what a great day it is for Missouri, Missouri football, Missouri athletics. I am so pleased to be here, but before I begin, I want to thank Curator Blitz, Curator Winokur, Curator Graves, and Curator Lehman for their incredible work on this particular project and the rest of the board members for their strong support. I also want to thank Coach Drinkwitz. Coach, through your hard work, through your perseverance, you have given us championship hopes. But now, more than that, there are championship expectations. And there's no one that is more equipped to do that than you. So, Coach, thank you. Thank you. So many of you know Memorial Stadium is a very special place for all Tiger fans, and we want the very best for all Tiger fans that come to our stadium, enjoy football, and engage in the camaraderie that Tiger fans are known for. Today's announcement honors those commitments, traditions, and the history, but also enables us to compete at the highest level. And at the SEC, we have to compete at the highest level. And also, I want to remind all of our fans and stakeholders that success on the football field does bring incredible benefits to the rest of the university. This year, in no small part because of the success on the field and the Cotton Bowl victory, we are witnessing a 17% increase in our freshman class. That is truly incredible. They're excited about football, they're excited about Mizzou athletics, but they're also excited about the great academic programs that we have, and we are so proud to accommodate them. I am confident that this project will propel us as the elite program in the SEC. It'll make us competitive, and it will enable us to have those championship hopes, but more importantly, the expectations. So I'm very, very pleased to be here. To share more details, we have our colleagues from DLR, who has done an amazing job, as you can see from here, with the renderings for this Memorial Stadium improvement projects. And we have with us Ryan Freeland and Bob Carlson. Gentlemen, please.
Our design creates a new front door for Memorial Stadium. It's an iconic building. It's a gateway it's a new face of athletics, MU athletics, looking towards campus. This will be a gateway building, especially with people driving up and down or coming from the east and west from Stadium Drive. This is a new entry point for the university. We're concerned about the fan experience from how you approach the stadium and what it's like as a fan to build on the excitement of approaching the stadium. And so the tunnel underneath Stadium Boulevard will be improved. New lighting, new landscaping, graphics. It's an improved experience as fans approach and that excitement of going to the entry gate. Once you're under the tunnel, there's a new, generous entry plaza, that front door for the stadium. Place for fans to be entertained, for tailgating, for other programming, pregame and postgame. It's an appropriate public space in front of the stadium. And that plaza goes all the way over to McDeaver Boulevard, really unifying the stadium. Of course, this fills in the north end zone and joins the east and the west stadium together. And when you look at the rendering, the eye-level rendering of the stadium, you'll notice a large glass wall, windows into the club space. And that club space, of course, is for the club patrons that will watch the game, but it's also a year-round banquet space. It can be used by the community, by athletics, and by the university at large, year-round, activating the stadium and bringing Memorial Stadium as a campus asset year-round.
Thanks, Bob. This is truly a transformational project, not only for Mizzou football, but the university as a whole and the greater Missouri. Positively impacting all fans from Memorial Stadium. What you see behind us is the north end zone addition and renovation. But on top of that, we have overall stadium improvements, including a new recruitment center, Wi-Fi upgrades, LED field lighting with show control, ribbon board upgrades, and concourse, restroom, and concession improvements throughout the east and west concourses. The project unveiled today showcases a wall of energy. It showcases us bringing the fans closer to the game. Starting with the field suites to the right here, the far end, we're going to bring those fans as close as we can, 14 field suites to that field, watching that end zone, watching that celebration, being part of that celebration come game day. Backing into a new enhanced or new vision for the Rock M Club, which will host about 300 people inside that. You see the garage doors lifting, looking out, so you're gonna have that indoor-outdoor experience that connects you to the game, that you are right under the Rock M Hill, as we know and love today. To the middle here, we see the suites on level 2. We see the Rock M still intact, that can house thousands of people still. Flanking the Rock M, we have new loge boxes that can house about 600 tickets for group seating that can again be flanking that Rock M and celebrating that Rock M Hill in a more premium opportunity. So again, level 2, we have 20. We're showing an option for up to 28 suites on each side. So a new indoor-outdoor suite product for Memorial Stadium. And then the center is that banquet space that Bob was speaking to, that event space on game day that flows on to 260 or so seats centering on the end zone. And then on level 3, we have an outdoor, what we're calling the Tiger Dens. It's a new outdoor suite experience. Think of that outdoor living room. You're out on that patio, taking in the sounds and smells of the game with some additional suites on top, including a new curator suite, as we've removed the curator suite that's adjacent to the Columns Club for connection on that level as well. It's an exciting time for Mizzou football. We're excited to be a part of this project and how this can set the stage for the next 100 years. So with that, pass it to Marcy.
Thank you, Bob and Ryan. First of all, thank you, Curator Blitz. You have led this project. Your expertise has really informed our process, and we wouldn't be here today without your efforts. So thank you so very much for all you've done for us. Really appreciate it. Awesome. Chair Winokur and the Board of Curators, Your support is inspirational to us. Because of your support, you inspire us to want to achieve excellence. And so we want you to know how much that really, really means to us. Thank you so much. And finally, President Choi, our leader on campus. He's just a phenomenal person. He cares about our student athletes. He cares about what is happening, not just in athletics, but across campus, but he integrates and ties us all together as one. So President Choi, thank you so much for your leadership for us. We appreciate it. On December 29th, might remember that date, Coach Drinkwitz and our football team walked off the field in Dallas as champions of the Cotton Bowl. It had been a decade since our football program has experienced such an upward trajectory. The response from that experience from our alumni and fans has been amazing. We are enjoying double-digit growth in donations, season ticket sales, and applications to the university. Our alumni have been fantastic in wanting to celebrate the And while he is faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, he can't do it alone. It will require all of us to join together to make this vision a reality. The vision in these remarkable renderings will honor our traditions and history while creating an exciting new chapter for our historic stadium. By enclosing the north end zone and installing a new video-boarded sound system, our home field advantage will be astounding. Our opponents will know they're in for a tough day when they step on Faurot Field. The improved Memorial Stadium will be an incredible place to watch the best college football in the country, as Curator Blitz has mentioned. This iconic facility with nearly 2,000 premium seats, a beautiful backdrop of campus, and outstanding game day experiences will be transformational for our program and for our university. When it is completed in 2026, it will join the South End Zone building, our new grass practice fields, and the Stevens Indoor facility to give Mizzou football one of the finest football facility infrastructures in all of college football. As Coach Drink will tell you in a few moments, the kind of success we're determined to achieve won't happen if we don't act right now. In the SEC, if you're standing still, you're falling behind. Coach often references a favorite quote, sorry if I'm stealing this from you for later. The opportunity of a lifetime must be seized within the lifetime of an opportunity. Our opportunity is now, and together we can seize this moment. There's so many ways in which you may partner with us to be part of this great adventure. We will be able to enjoy a significantly enhanced Memorial Stadium, as Ryan mentioned to you, with all the new amenities, improved entryways, spacious concourses, updated concessions and restrooms throughout this stadium, and a new event space that will be introduced in the North End Zone to allow the stadium to be used year-round for our university and for the community. The introduction of several new premium experiences will provide amazing experiences at Memorial Stadium and serve as a valuable funding source for the project. Whether watching from the field or above in the suite or club seats, premium seat holders will experience Tiger football in a first-class, unforgettable way. Today, we're asking everyone who loves Mizzou and Mizzou football to consider investing in our program through this project. Our Tiger Scholarship Fund staff, operators are standing by. Our Tiger Scholarship Fund staff is ready to talk with you about these opportunities. Our website, mutigers.com/whystopnow, is up and running with descriptions, renderings, and opportunities and ways you may contact us to let us know you're ready to be involved in this project or to learn more about it. We've already had numerous leadership gifts made to this project, sight unseen, and we thank those of you who believe in the Tigers and our bold vision for the future. The 2023 season is one that will never be forgotten, but it doesn't have to end there. With the Memorial Stadium Improvements Project, the leadership of Coach Drinkwitz, a cutting-edge NIL program, and an amazing fan base. Why stop now? And with that, I would like to introduce our head football coach, Eli Drinkwitz.
Well, it's very humbling to be here today and to be privileged enough to be the leader of the University of Missouri football program. I remember back to 2019 when I was selected to lead this program, and to see the transformation that we are to this place now is truly special. I believe this is a historic day for the University of Missouri, our athletic department, and our football program. And I want to start by thanking President Choi, our interim AD, Marcy Gerton, and our incredible work of the Board of Curators, led by Chair Robin Winokur, and specifically our chair of the athletics committee, Bob Blitz. You know, several weeks ago, we seemed what was like a disruption to our athletic department and a project. But with strong leadership by the board and our president, we took the opportunity to improve our situation and deliver what I consider to be a big dream and a bold investment. I was hired in December of 2019 with the same mindset. Our program wanted to deliver results worthy of the investment that the board had for us. And that's the same mindset we have today. We want to be worthy of the investment that this board is voting for us. Our mindset was little by little, with wins over defending national champion LSU, wins over Florida in overtime on a last play 2-point conversion, with road wins over South Carolina and numerous wins over Arkansas, this year with a 61-yard field goal versus K-State, with redoing the weight room, grass practice fields, lighting, the Stevens Indoor. Little by little, little became a lot, which became a top 10 finish and a Cotton Bowl victory. But why stop now? We've tasted what winning is, and now we want to continue to push to be the very best. We understand as a football program, we are a window to the university, and we take that responsibility very seriously. But we're also a window to our state, and we represent the best of the 7 regions of the state of Missouri. And we understand that we bring rural Missouri to metro Missouri at Faurot Field. And now we want to continue to represent this state with best in class. And we want to make sure that this project is an opportunity to do that. It's a big dream, and it's a bold investment. And it's going to take every single one of us to deliver on it. It's going to take all of us, our fans, our students, our alumni, and our business corporations, the 11 Fortune 500 companies that we have within the state, all to find ways to support the University of Missouri. And together we can continue to be best in class and pursue a championship to raise the standard of what it means to play football at the University of Missouri. I know our staff and our student athletes are working hard every single day to be worthy of the investment that you have made in us. And I promise we're not going to stop now. So with that, I think the next part is for me to do what? Turn it back over to Bob Blitz.
We'll open this up for questions now. Dave is going to go around, and he's got a microphone, and if you would, just tell him your name and what your question is, and he'll send it up to me, and we'll figure out who can answer it.
We'll go from
here.
there. Any questions?
Gabe DeArmond with Power Mizzou, and I don't know who's best qualified to answer this, but you mentioned increased seating capacity. Can you give us an idea what the capacity will be and kind of why the logic behind adding seats?
I think the architects will tell you how much it's going to be increased. Or Marcy?
Yeah, thank you, Gabe. We're anticipating that the capacity will go to 65,000, about in that range, most likely no more. The focus on this north end zone is in premium seating, so there won't be just bench seats. It will all be premium seating there, so it'll be a revenue-generating situation. We will still have general admission on the hill, however, like we have had in the past. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Michael Howie with the Columbia Missourian. Again, not sure who to address this to, but what changes can fans expect to the game day experience in 24 and 25 and into the 26 season as this construction project begins and finishes up?
Thanks. I think Marcy will give you those answers.
Yeah, thank you so much. What we have planned for the 24 season coming up, we have done some enhancements for our sound system, actually working on that right now. So our sound will be enhanced, and then we're also implementing a new video board for 24. 25, we will be working on this construction schedule over the next few months, so we'll know what that looks like, but we're anticipating that there won't be a disruption in terms of being able to use the stadium for the 24 and the 25 season.
Ben Fredrickson, St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Question for President Choi, I think, and if not, then whoever feels comfortable answering it. You mentioned, multiple folks have mentioned the need of capturing the momentum of last season and building on it. Can you speak to some of the numbers you've seen and how that season has affected things positively? You mentioned the enrollment numbers. How do you study
Sure.
that, and do you have any other details you can provide?
Well, let me speak about the applications for first-time college freshmen. We actually eclipsed our high of 2015 back in February 1st of 2024. And so prior to that, the full year for 2015 applications was around 22,000, and we eclipsed that in February 1st. Now we're up to almost 24,500. But more importantly, we're actually getting students to pay deposits to come to the university. So we are about 17% higher than we were last year. This year we're at about 6194. So we're 17% higher than the year before. The year before we were only at 4,900. So the excitement at the university is growing. And we're also recruiting great players through the portal. So that's another sign.
Eli Hoff with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. For the architecture folks, just what were some of the design inspirations for this, and what did that process look like?
So in terms of inspiration, it's more about the multi-generational fan, right? You want to create what I call a series of seeding neighborhoods. And how do we create opportunities for every fan, not just in the north, right, but every fan throughout the universe or throughout the stadium to really find their experience that they're looking for? How do you create a series of armatures, if you will, that they can kind of start to create and craft? And so we're going to be continuing to work through some of those experiences and honing in those experiences, engaging the fan base, et cetera. So that's still going to come alive in the design process moving forward. So.
Anybody else? Questions about the project?
Cal McAndrew with the Columbia Tribune. I believe this is probably for Marcy Girton, but can you walk us through the details of how the project will be financed and funded?
Yeah, we are currently working on the financing plan, so we engage some outside counsel on that, or some outside vendor who helps us with that as well. But we're fully prepared on our fundraising side to raise a substantial amount, at least half of this, and then there'll be some revenue generation coming from our leadership gifts and also from the revenue from the seating as well. So we feel very good from a financial standpoint. We feel really good about this project. Thank you.
Anybody else? Questions about the project?
Michael Howie with the Missourian again. President Choi, in what ways are these designs different, or are they the same from what was originally proposed back in November to the curators? And has any change happened since then with change in leadership in the athletic department?
So back in November, we were just thinking about this project very conceptually. But it was made very clear that if you want to compete in the SEC, we need to be at the forefront. And so we wanted a project that would really set the tone that we expect excellence at the university. So what you're seeing is a culmination of all of the thoughts that came in from the athletics department, the coach, as well as the board of curators. And that's why we're so excited. This is not a run-of-the-mill north end zone. This is going to be a spectacular facility that our fans will appreciate. We're going to generate revenues. And student athletes, when they come in, see this type of facility, it'll make them want to attend the University of Missouri and also create the intimidation factor that's always a little helpful in tight games. Thank you.
Let me just add to that. One of the things President Choi, he's the one who picks the selection committee. And for the first time in a project, he asked a curator, myself, and the coach to be involved in this stadium project. And that was instrumental in what you see here today as a real SEC stadium. The project, when it was conceptual and before it was finally approved to this date, was a smaller project. Let me just put it that way. But with Coach Drinkwitz, I mean, why wouldn't you have the person who's been in every SEC stadium, who's had to recruit players in a stadium? I mean, we can lose players because they want to go play in Austin, Texas, in that stadium. But Coach Drinkwitz added that element to it. The Board of Curators, it was important to have them on so somebody could buy into this. We had as I said, it was very collaborative, and we got a buy-in at the end. So thanks to President Choi putting the curator and Coach Drinkwitz, this is the result.
We're going to check if there's any questions on our phone line. We do have media on the phone about the stadium project. No questions? Are there any more questions about the stadium project? Yes.
Siobhan Harms with KOMU. Are there any plans for new parking measures or traffic calming measures for Stadium in Providence? And will you be working with the city on alleviating any expected issues?
I'll take that one. Yeah, we will. As we get into the real design of the stadium, you know, there will be certainly consideration about parking, about traffic flow and all of that. We work with Michael Graves in his office as well as the city and even the state where needed. So certainly that's a big consideration to be able to have the logistics to make it, you know, as efficient as possible. So that will be a part of the project. Thank you.
Okay, before we transition to any questions about other Mizzou Athletics Department topics, I think Curator Blitz and President Choi were going to make a brief statement. And then we'll take questions.
Now I know what I'm supposed to talk about. My boss. Thanks, Dave. So the topic is the AD search, and we're moving along. We had an incredible turnout, incredible applications. It seems that everybody would like to be a athletic director in the SEC. So the pool was a very broad pool. The candidates, from my perspective, were great candidates. There are a lot of them that could be an SEC athletic director, okay? The choice is difficult, and we're slowly narrowing it down. It's not a long time. When somebody looks at something and says, why is it taking so long? It depends what your perspective is on things. We look at this, and or I'll look at it, and what I'm trying to find out is there are certain general characteristics that make a good athletic director, and those are very important. We all know what they are. We all have a good idea of that. But just as important as that, you have to get down into the specifics. What fits Missouri? Does somebody want to live in Columbia, Missouri? Do they want to make it their home here? Are they going to get along with the administration? Are they going to get along with the board? So we're trying to do a thorough job, come up from a great list of candidates to get the best athletic director possible for this university. And my guess is we're getting close. So you'll all know, and as soon as it happens, and we love the concern. We know it's an important position, but I think you'll be pleased with our choice when it's in.
The only other thing that I'll add is the committee has done a wonderful job working with Chad Chatlos from Turnkey ZRG to identify great candidates, as Curator Blitz mentioned. And they're going to take their time. They're going to vet the candidates, and they're going to evaluate their fit within the university and also their desire to stay in Missouri. And it's an exciting time, and I know that they're going to be presenting great candidates for our consideration. So I'm pleased with the progress.
Okay, now we'll take some questions.
Ben Frederickson, Post-Dispatch again for Bob. Can you speak to some of the qualifications that you guys are prioritizing in your vetting of candidates? You mentioned potential longevity. Is previous Power 5 experience high on your list, or what are the kind of the boxes that you're looking to check in the folks that you're assembling for interviews?
Sure, Ben. We put out a list of qualifications. Number one on the list is the ability to raise money, to get donors. Athletics today, as you know, are more expensive than they've ever been, and it's going up. So we need somebody who can really knows fundraising, knows how to recruit people to fundraise, things like that. Second, I think the theme of this whole press conference has been, we want somebody who wants to build a championship. We want to be in the CFPs. Somebody who's a worker, somebody who will go in and do all the things that are necessary to build that championship, to get the players, to get the coaches. So I would say those are the two primary considerations. We're always interested in somebody who is going to be able to care for the welfare of the athletes too. That's always a consideration. But number one and number two, fundraising, and second is a championship attitude and a championship aura in the athletic department.
We have a question back here.
Hi, Natalie Jones with ABC 17 for President Choi. You know, you talk about wanting someone who's going to stay in Columbia and be at Mizzou for a while. When you look at, fourth athletic director in 9 years, how do you try to find someone who wants to stay for the long term like that? What's that process?
Well, someone that is going to demonstrate authenticity for the position, and that, you never know. You never know through the interview process, but you can also look at track records of the individual. And so those are all things that we're going to be evaluating. The reason that we have, however many members we have, I think we have 7, 8 members of the search committee, so that we can have people with diverse perspectives evaluate the candidates very effectively. Plus, we want an athletics director that's going to see the opportunities here and ask, why go elsewhere? There's so many great things happening. Look at this exciting project behind us. We're coming off a Cotton Bowl victory, and we have the number 4 basketball recruiting class in the nation coming in this fall. So there are many exciting things that are happening, and also there's a great fan base. Great fan base, and they deserve a great AD and great athletics program.
Yeah, for both of you gentlemen, Natalie referenced the turnover. It seems high, especially considering the jobs a couple of the previous ADs have left for. Do you look back and do you identify anything that needs to change on Missouri's end to reduce that turnover?
There's always time for reflection to ask what can we do to support the AD at the university. And the AD that we're trying to hire is going to come with really strong expectations from all of us. And as long as we are consistent in holding those characteristics that we want in the AD, so there's a understanding from both the AD and the university administration and the board about what is expected, I believe we're going to have an AD that's going to stay here for the long run. And but we're always going to reflect on when people leave the university and learn. Mm-hmm.
Eli Hoff, Post-Dispatch for Curator Blitz and Chair Winokur. Can you walk us through a little bit of the creation of the Mizzou Intercollegiate Athletics Special Committee on the board and how you see that group operating past the AD search and moving forward?
So, as a board, you know that, and I'm sure everybody recognizes, that we have a fiduciary duty to the whole university. Before Robin was the chair, before I was on the committee, the athletic department has been evaluated for probably 1.5 years to 2 years, okay? In all aspects of it. As time went on and the statistics, we don't do anything on a whim. A board is just a policy-making organization. We don't have specific knowledge. We don't know how to run an athletic department. We don't know how to run a hospital. So what we do is we get experts in those fields, and we hire them, and they give us data. So we don't do anything on a whim. We rely on data. So 2 things that culminated in the Intercollegiate Athletic Committee. Number 1, the boards across the nation in every university are taking more interest and more activity in the athletic departments because the athletics are becoming so complex with money and NIL and portal, and the ticket prices and just the whole branding of the university. So all boards, it is not unusual that either a special committee is formed or that a liaison is directed to the athletic committee from the board, or that the board itself takes this. The other thing is, with the statistics that we saw, we felt in fulfilling our fiduciary duty that it was a must to step in and find out more about what was going on in the athletic department. We're not trying to pick coaches. We're not trying to do those type of things. We're trying to make sure that the athletic department is running on a financially responsible way and doing the best they can, and they have the best methods to raise money and become profitable. This stadium's going to cost a lot of money, and so that's the reason. It's what everybody is doing, and to fulfill our responsibility after analysis and statistics. We will not do anything that is just a whim. It's all data-based.
Can I add a comment? one of the things we evaluated, there's 9 of us, and as we've stated, Curator Blitz stated earlier, we've talked about athletics and how we can elevate that. That's been a clear goal for us for the last 2 years. I think we're all understand that. But 9 of us trying to work on this, even routinely, is cumbersome, so we took it to 4. That allows the committee to be more targeted and monitor, which was a key part of that, how we can move athletics forward. So that, and coupled with the accountability to the state of Missouri, we consider that an important responsibility, and that allowed us to create a committee, and it's going to let us continue to invest. The 4 people on this committee constantly interact with the rest of the board, obviously, and we're all on board that we want to continue to momentum invest in Mizzou athletics.
We have time for 2 more questions.
For Chair Winokur, Curator Blitz, has the university received a request to reduce or eliminate Desiree Francois' buyout, and where does the committee stand on that right now?
So that's really a contract issue, and I can tell you the athletic committee is not getting involved in that. That's strictly handled by whoever handles our contract issues. I don't know where that is, and really not concerned with our contract. We're concerned with making a great athletic program, get a good athletic director. I don't know, Moon, you may know anything about that, but that's, contracts are usually what, held?
Yeah,
Is that by legal or
nothing to
something?
share, but we do have a contract, and we do expect the contract. Yes, the local, you're talking about this project? Yes, I mean, the local economy, well, athletics currently has probably, I would say, about a 4-to-1 impact and economic impact to the region. And athletics expenditures on any given year can be around $150 million. So adding a stadium of this size that can increase the premium seating, bring in fans that would otherwise not come because there are not enough premium seats, is another important way for us to develop economic impact. But this facility will be used year-round. It's going to have a ballroom space for conferences, banquets, and it's going to be used in times when it's not being used for football for academic programs. So it'll be a year-round effort, and so I could see the economic impact going up by another couple of $100 million based on the $250 million investment that we're making.
But Chair Winokur has some final remarks she'd like to make about athletics before we move on.
As I've told my colleagues, I don't memorize, so thank you. Thank you, Curator Blitz, again, for your leadership, as well as President Choi, Interim AD Marcy Garten, and Coach Drinkwitz, and to our consultants from DLR. As you can see, we have a lot of energy, enthusiasm, and passion for where we're going with Mizzou athletics, and that carries over to our entire campus. Perhaps the best way to summarize is this: we are momentum investing in the teams and in the school we all love, and we thank each of you for being here today. And Dave, I think you're helping us segue from one part to the next.
Yes, we will transition into the next part of the press conference. Before that, though, we would like to take a photo with our Curator Blitz, Chair Winokur, Coach Drinkwitz, President Choi, Marcy, up here in the front.
Here?
Yes. And do we want our DLR partners here too?
Although Ryan did attend Mizzou.
Podium? I don't know. Let's see if they can fit.
There's 5 of them. Somebody gets to be in the middle. Choose.
We got a wrestler?
You would actually.
Look right here, everybody. Let's all do this. Let's all do this. Right here, ready? 1, 2, 3. Come on, Z. Right here. Right here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, we'll wrap up with President Choi and Chair Winokur will do the stand.